I went for a walk this morning, and most of what I was thinking about is what I could buy. Just t-shirts from TJ Maxx, or $5 here and there at the thrift store, maybe $15. Or maybe if I go to Nordstrom Rack, they'll have the running shoes that I want on clearance today in my size. But I realized something important. I don't need anything at any of them stores. My running shoes are dirty, not worn out. I just need to wash them and clean them and keep up with them. Surprising part about a low-buy year isn't that it's intellectually difficult or hard. It's just that these are the things that have broken my budget over time. I made a video talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars I could have invested to be a multimillionaire by now. I grew up in the 80s and 90s when there was this influx of stuff coming into our houses. We had way too much. It was hard for my parents to keep up with it, with both of them working. And I became a minimalist as a response to the amount of things and how hard it was to keep the house tidy and clean as a result. In stark comparison, I would go to my grandparents' house, my grandmother's house. I always call it my grandmother's house because she's the one that cared for it. And it was impeccably clean. And the stuff didn't change all that much. Whereas at my household, it was a constant influx, maybe less outflux of things. And there was a stark difference between the two houses. And I remember feeling very safe and comfortable at my grandparents' houses. And part of that was that there was continuity, there was cleanliness, there was care. The hard part of a low-buy year isn't resisting purchases. It's resisting the constant stream of the small purchase. The I've earned it purchase, the it's on clearance purchase, the it's only a few dollars purchase. Those are the things that have, for me as like a former shopaholic, and I'm in recovery. Full disclosure, I have a very addictive personality. I went to treatment when I was 24 years old. I have been sober for over 19 years. The biggest factor in the success of my life has been me getting sober. Outside of the book Alcoholics Anonymous, probably the second book that changed my life the most was Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez. And it was a book written about financial independence and retiring early. Mr. Money Mustache, who was a huge part of the FIRE movement, has written the intro for that 20th anniversary reprinting. I highly recommend picking it up from the library for free. Your library should have it, as far as I know. So the truth is I'm not really craving the item. I have been looking into the dopamine, the hedonic treadmill, and the psychology behind wanting this hit, right? Which we all know, like you had bought anything on Amazon or have been an avid Amazon purchaser in the past, as I was. I have downloaded the Freedom app. I'm not sponsored by them. I paid the $40 for the year, and I have Amazon and other social media blocked on my phone for Monday through Saturday. I have removed the ability to remove that block. I have Sundays for ordering items. However, in April, I went ahead and renewed my Amazon Prime, and I do regret it. There is nothing that is worth me having that for, even living on an island where, yes, it is difficult to get things. If I need something, I might have to go to an extra store to find it, or I might have to wait a week until I can get it, and that's okay with me. I am slowing down my ability to purchase online. It's not just Amazon and Instagram that I have blocked on my phone. I have Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Etsy. There's a lot on the list. I have rededicated now halfway through the year to my low-buy year. I started off in January with a low-buy when I took TikTok off my phone. I still have an account that I post to on my computer, but I monetize on TikTok and I have made $0 since January. I still post every day, and I think that when you don't have it on your phone, call it a conspiracy theory, but I think I'm being punished. I've only had one video that had 500 views, and all the rest have been under 200 since I took it off my phone. I was willing to give that up because for me, I couldn't read a book to save my life. I'm not stronger than the algorithm. I cannot have short form content in my life. Speaking of algorithms, I cannot have credit cards in my life either. They have done studies to show what part of the brain lights up when you spend on a credit card versus a debit card. And the credit card does not feel real, and there's no pain associated with it. It literally feels like someone else's money. And then with a debit card or cash, there's emotional pain. There's a survival fear that is triggered because it's real. Your body knows when it's your life's energy going to something, when you're really paying cash for your car, for the vacation, for the food, for the toys, for the whatever decor in your house. So I was on my walk this morning and I just kept thinking about the $5 I could spend at TJ Maxx or the thrift store. And it's because I have associated buying things with progress. It's like going in, solving a problem, accomplishing a problem. And if I get it on clearance, there's even more dopamine and reward associated with that. And it has become a loop for me. So being on my morning walk and negotiating and justifying with myself that I could spend $5, but then I had to start asking myself, would I rather spend $5 on some t-shirts at the thrift store? Or would I rather put that $5 in savings towards my financial future or my children's financial future or towards something I need, or maybe towards a sinking fund for the next car that I'm going to need? I have gotten so clear on my goals, and I do feel like when you get clarity on your goals and every dollar has a job, when you really give every dollar in your paycheck a job before it goes somewhere, you're not spending frivolously because you know how much free money you have per month. And that $5 a day on TJ Maxx, on Amazon, on the thrift stores, for me, has become a burden. There is just nothing worth it. I have everything I need. I have everything I need for probably decades. Save for running shoes. Yes, I might need to buy a new pair of running shoes every year. Okay, but that's $50. I'll put it in my running shoe budget for the year. Leaving with something tangible, and my brain will say, good job, you accomplished something. That's part of that hedonic treadmill. The problem is that if my goal is financial freedom, growing my investments, strengthening my rental properties, or potentially buying another rental property, building my savings and creating more peace and security in my life, those purchases are in direct opposition to what my goals are. So the reason I downloaded the Freedom app and put all these barriers in place for me to be able to shop online is that there are things I am not addressing. And being financially responsible and getting over shopping addiction and really switching to being a saver instead of a consumer and a spender, me getting in alignment with who I really want to be instead of who the marketing and big corporations want me to be. And like I said earlier, I am not stronger than any algorithm. I'm not stronger than the credit card temptation. I have 2 credit cards left, and I sold off some stock this morning to pay off those credit cards on time early so I do not accrue any interest. And I will be canceling my big credit card. I still have one that has a $3,500 limit. I'm considering keeping it just for the credit score, locking it, putting it away. But then I feel like I run into danger down the road. Someone could hack my identity. I lived for a long time. From 18 until 41, 42, I didn't have a credit card in my life. And I built up a real estate portfolio, built up a business with my ex-husband, was able to survive and thrive without credit cards. And I have a healthy credit score because I pay a mortgage, right? I'm willing to take the ding because I probably am not going to be buying any property for the next 2 to 3 years. I'm okay taking the ding. I need to cancel the credit card. I personally am not stronger. If you are able to pay off your balance every month and you stick to your budget and you're frugal and you love the points and all that stuff, that's wonderful. I will spend thinking, at least I'm getting points. And so with my history with addiction and addictive tendencies, credit cards just don't have a place in my life. They're not worth it. I'm getting rid of them. So a hard truth, for years, I have confused spending with progress. And every package that arrived at my door was like something was happening in my life, but they don't actually move my life forward. And I recently decluttered as a minimalist. I did a spring cleaning, 12 trash bags worth of stuff. And I usually donate. I have sold things on eBay and Poshmark in the past. If they're an expensive item, sure. For the most part, it has not been worth my time and energy. I have tried selling on Poshmark before. I have tried selling on eBay. From what I hear and the buzz lately is that a lot of things are not moving right now in the current economy. It's not worth it. I think one of the biggest blessings of being squeezed financially, going into debt, recognizing having a shopping issue, and then financially supporting myself all on my own without a partner has been that I don't take my dollars for granted anymore. Every dollar has a job and is a blessing. And I think I'm so much more appreciative of the money I do have and of the place that I live and of the clothes that I do have and of my couch and my air fryer. There's nothing outside of this house right now that I need. All of my needs are met. My fridge is full. I have been doing a low buy and focusing on lowering my electric and my grocery bills at the same time. I've been optimizing. I did make some purchases for that, which I'm a little confused on, but it's okay. I bought the air fryer because it uses less energy than my oven. In Hawaii, our electricity is so high. We don't even have air conditioning, and I am paying close to $200 a month just for washing and drying my clothes, taking showers, having some fans on, and then the refrigerator. And it's $200 a month for what? I don't know. So I have been replacing all the light bulbs with LED light bulbs. I have been putting power strips in for things that are constantly plugged in so I can turn those off. Like I said, I got the air fryer. We are switching from a Nespresso machine to an espresso machine that I got on sale. It's normally $400. I got it on sale it's a Chefman. So the video got cut off and my editor that I use, which is an AI editor, actually just deleted the end scene. And even when it got restored, there was no sound. So anyway, I'm back to let you know that, so the whole video is about shopping addiction. I've actually already washed up all my makeup. This is me without makeup on. What I was talking about is that I bought an espresso machine, even though I've been using a Nespresso machine, because I am trying to cut down my daily cost of living in every area possible. And after you do the big things like car and housing and taxes, it is tough. There's just minimal things, but I love to watch frugal content about how to save money on your electricity bill. So I talked about the air fryer and the espresso machine that I ordered. And fingers crossed it all works out. We have instant coffee too, in case they both break. And, I'm fine with that as well. I have become less bougie over time, much more practical. But the truth is that there's no thing out there that I have bought that has provided any level of lasting happiness. That's the thing about the $5 purchases, buying clothes all the time, trying to keep up with trends, even if I'm not consciously aware that I'm doing that. I've always thought of myself as just sort of like a classic person, not popular, but the need and desire to be liked by the people around me has been very high my whole life. I have always felt like maybe I wasn't quite enough and that the marketing really worked on me, the fear and the scarcity and, the popularity of things. I was definitely influenced by, I read a lot of teen magazine as a kid. And I don't know, maybe it's my age, but at 43, having two little girls, a lot of this stuff, leaving a very toxic relationship, understanding that I want to set a good example for financial sovereignty and financial independence. I want to provide my kids with a good example of what a secure and financially responsible adult is and looks like. And that's just not through buying things. And the wealthiest people in this world are not always the happiest. And I think the happiest people in this world are probably somewhere in the middle and have good friends and family around them and good relationships. And they have joyful, purposeful work. And that's partly why I wanted to start doing this, is that I know there are other people out there just like me who struggled with this stuff and are just kind of done and want to lead happy, purposeful, fulfilling lives. So if you get anything out of these videos, please consider liking and subscribing. I am a new creator. I would love to monetize on this long form content like I did on short form content and provide value. And thank you so much for being here. And I so appreciate it. I will continue to be here whether you like it or not. So thanks and see you soon.